The plot starts off during the Paleolithic, when early humans encounter an extraterrestrial as well as a mysterious infectious substance.
One eternity later.
Flash forward to the 1990s, and the same location is now a suburb in Texas.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Texas.
When a young boy falls into a hole, he likewise becomes infected with this substance and is quickly taken away by some very mysterious government agents. Meanwhile, FBI agents Mulder and Scully are assigned to a bomb threat in nearby Dallas. Through a coincidence, Mulder manages to locate the bomb in a neighboring building.
That's a lot of explosives.
But before they can prevent the explosion, a bomb disposal expert orders them out, but doesn't do anything at all to deactivate the bomb. Back in Washington, Mulder is approached by an old informant who tells him that the explosion wasn't an act of terrorism, instead it was a cover-up, and the bodies found inside the building were already dead before the explosion. He also states that these bodies were exposed to an unknown pathogen.
That was a lot of exposition.
Determined to uncover the truth, Mulder and Scully travel back to Texas. They start a covert autopsy on one of the victims, which turns out to be the Texan boy from earlier. The body has essentially turned into goo, and the duo then decides to investigate.
Maybe we should investigate.
They drive to the place where the boy was found, that is the mysterious Texan hole, which has now been converted to resemble a playground. Following a tip from local teenagers, they search for an unmarked truck, but start following an unmarked train instead. At the train's final stop, they find a strangely out-of-place cornfield in the middle of nowhere.
Which is why this cornfield is off limits.
They start infiltrating the facility and discover that it hosts some bioengineered bees, which just start flying menacingly. Their presence, however, has not been undetected, and the duo flees and escapes from some even more menacing helicopters. Back in Washington, Scully is stung by one of the bees and promptly starts falling into a coma. And soon after, she is abducted by some very shadowy operatives, and Mulder gets shot at point-blank range.
Yeah, that's not good.
Here the plot goes into a dead end.
Now what?
But shortly after, Mulder is approached by another very mysterious informant. Naturally, the informant is a disillusioned member of a global conspiracy syndicate and gashes out the entire backlore. He reveals that the substance is an extraterrestrial virus, but even more shocking, the virus is actually a tool of the syndicate to quietly facilitate an alien colonization of Earth.
Well, that sounds bad when you say it like that.
The infected mutate into monstrous alien beings, and the syndicate has been working to find a vaccine, not for humanity's sake, but for their own survival when the inevitable invasion begins. From the informant, Mulder also learns that Scully has been taken to Antarctica, and he also receives a dose of the vaccine, and after their conversation, the informant explodes. In Antarctica, the Syndicate operates a vast facility where they incubate alien life forms into human hosts. Mulder then infiltrates the base, finds Scully in a gestation pod and rescues her just before the entire facility begins to collapse. And as they escape, a colossal alien spacecraft buried beneath the ice emerges and takes off into the sky, disappearing before any evidence can be captured. Again, back in Washington, Mulder and Scully report their findings to the official channels, and as expected, the government shuts down their claims, destroying any remaining proof. However, the conspiracy is far from over. In the final scene, the syndicate meets in the desert, where Mulder's mysterious informant receives confirmation that their secret is still intact and their plans for colonization remain on schedule. That was a plot for the Experts movie, now you know. Thanks for watching and see you next time.